So this is my truth about the UK car industry, and yeah, a bit of a casual video just to talk to you about kind of my thoughts and my kind of experiences with cars recently. And this is in I'm filming this on the 5th of May 2024. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy some of the background footage. Yeah, I just went for a nice cycle, and yeah, I thought I'd record yeah, the busy M1 on this bank holiday weekend, which we are in now. But I kind of wanted to discuss this with just my subscribers really and the people who view my channel, just to talk to you about how I kind of feel about like the way the car industry is at the moment. I'm fortunate enough I get to drive a lot of cars over recent years of, even working with certain manufacturers as well, which has been brilliant. And but I've been having a lot of like feelings and thoughts around where it's at in the UK specifically. Where we are at in May 2024, what is the actual kind of reality of what we're in? And the truth is, it's a tricky one. It's really, really tough. The truth of the matter is cars have never been so expensive as they have been right now. I test cars and share cars and share subscribers cars, which some of them are at quite an extremely high price, and even your sort of typical Ford Focuses, your Volkswagen Golfs are hitting sort of levels which I just can't even believe, to be fair. And that ultimately has an effect on sort of like you guys kind of buying the cars, and yeah, in cars in the future, I guess as well. I'm always a person that I'd love to help out at least one person who watches every video that I kind of do, and this is kind of hopefully for that one person. That's the idea. And I do feel about, I'm a car enthusiast. I like my hot hatches. I like, sports cars and those type of things. And a lot of my audience tend to in the same kind of boat as me. But to make it work sort of economically is arguably more important. And that actually gives me a bit of a buzz. A lot of the times with cars, I like a car to do everything. I like my estate cars, I like my Golf R's, I like things like that. And there's a reason for it because you can use it as a daily and you can kind of look after it for a while. And a lot of the times I see with cars just losing sort of astronomical amounts of money as soon as you take them off the forecourt really does sort of scare me. And even more so in the UK because we're not, the country isn't getting any bigger. We're a little island really, and you can only fit so many cars and motorists on the roads in the first place. The footage that you're kind of seeing here is just essentially is a pretty large motorway we've got in the UK, and you can see all the different lanes, you can see all the different cars, you can see the different lorries, you can see the buses, you can see, yeah, everything. It's fairly busy, but not too busy. This was a Sunday morning actually. I filmed this. I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon, just after doing this, and you see some nice cars. See a flash of green. You see, and it's. I'm a bit of a car enthusiast, so I enjoy it. I enjoy it's sort of like the arteries of the UK. Look at all the junctions, look at all the roads. It connects everything. It connects businesses together, it connects families together. It has that purpose which makes me smile. Untypically for the UK, it was actually quite sunny this Sunday. Typical stuff is it has been pretty treacherous with rain. We've had so much rainfall over 2024, it's sort of beyond belief, and it's another reason why I kind of like my four-wheel drive kind of cars. And that has caused an issue with the impact on roads as well. The road surfaces have been pretty bad. You can see some of those sort of like resurfaced bits on the motorway here. And that also has an impact on sort of like the wear and tear of your car, whether it's wheel alignments. I've probably got through three or four wheel alignments in not too many years on mine, or even front with two wheel alignments if you have those. I hear from people having like buckled alloys, just damage in that kind of sense. It's also making it a lot more uncomfortable to kind of drive cars in the UK, particularly if it's like fun and exciting and engaging cars. And I sort of do question, should we even have a car? Do we even need a car? And it's kind of getting to that point. The space is kind of running out and time is kind of running out, and I'm in sort of like a position where I want to share some like really hopefully useful videos to you guys. And I know, I've got an event coming up this month with it's part of SMMT, which is the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders in the UK. And there's a lot of manufacturers there. It's gonna be fantastic. I heard Audi are back as well. You've got Volkswagen are there. You've got Skoda, you've got Kia, you've got Hyundai, you've got all of them are basically there. And I'm fortunate enough to have a chance to maybe drive some. It's only a full day event, but also to chat with sort of like journalists and just to see what the statistics are like in the motor industry, what's kind of happening with electric vehicles, what's happening with petrol vehicles, what's happening with diesel vehicles. I haven't got a clue. I have no crystal ball, but I do feel like it's almost in like an imploding kind of state. I look at car dealers and I look at some of the cars that they're selling and the way interest rates are, and I feel most for the consumer, for me and you, to be honest, who are buying the cars, because ultimately for industries to make money, someone has to lose money. And that's what happens when you buy a car. You purchase a car for, say, £35,000 new. In 2, 3, 4 years, that car is then suddenly worth £15,000 to £20,000 plus you paid interest on it. And it makes me squirm. Even millionaires would be upset with losing that kind of money. And it's the state that we're in. And I guess for me, I would like to ask if you got this far in the video, because it's a bit of a niche, unique video that I kind of felt like recording, just felt like sharing my thoughts, to be honest with you. Let me know any questions or any queries you kind of have that I can take out of this day that I'm going. And I'll hopefully do a lot of films with some cool cars. I want to share it. I want to share the latest and greatest and see if we can make it justifiable, even with, well, I'm hearing so many law changes now coming into place this year, whether it's, with the emission legislation, cars making less noise, and with a lot of assists now, it does seem to be like a lot of cars are becoming very automated. You're not really in control. Speed limits, I think they're coming into place now in the UK this year, so it's mandatory, which, I'm not one for speeding. I don't encourage it in any way, shape or form, but it's just an example of some of the different things that are coming into place, which are taking the engagement out of a car and an engagement out of something that I've loved. And I've kind of, as certainly being young and growing up playing with toy cars, and then eventually growing up to get my license and, well, to be driving now for like, how long have I been driving to? And since 2008. And I've absolutely loved it. But I'm at a stage where a lot of the time I don't generally like driving, to be honest. I'm fortunate enough, I work for myself, so most of the time I'll work from home or I'll commute into London, and my car really is only used for the channel to see subscribers, or if I'm going to just going somewhere leisurely, I'll use it. But it just, like this weekend, I'd hate driving my car around. The UK is just too busy. It's just feels a bit too overwhelming to me. And I've had my car, my Golf R, people may know, for the last 7.5 years, and for me, it's kind of worked out okay cost wise. Paid 25 grand for it. It's probably worth about 15 grand now after 51,000 miles. But maybe I'm overreacting and thinking the viewer who's watching this aren't as concerned about the money that they're losing or the money that they're not losing, or whether or not the enthusiasm of getting into a car and finding that fun road to have a drive is potentially sort of really feeling like it's disappearing a little bit. I certainly want to keep that kind of going, and I want to try and keep the positivity going with cars these days, but it just concerns me what I'm seeing. And I don't want to be this person who just I tested a really great car, my last video, the Black Edition, and it was super fun, super great, but it was £38,000, and I don't want to kid myself that that's a car that people can just walk into, and on top of that, you're potentially going to lose a fair bit of money too on that car, sadly, as great as it is. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to, take whatever comments you kind of have and bring that to me when I go to this sort of like day event. All the statistics about cars are there, and obviously there's plenty of cars to test and kind of enjoy. But maybe there's something that I can kind of look into and kind of think a little bit more about, particularly when I'm testing these cars. And because this is quite a niche video, I kind of feel it's just going to be for my real close subscribers. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and have a great rest of your bank holiday weekend ahead.